Okay, hi SGDQ. Hey, I really don't have too much time to submit this, so I'm gonna try and get this out quick. This is Hollow Knight, true ending, no major glitches, and my name is Faraz Khan. I don't know if I said that already, but I hope I did. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania platformer. It's fairly new. It's a really good game. It's gone not a yes. It's pretty popular. I think everybody that plays it absolutely loves it. And the category itself will take about an hour and 30 or an hour and 35 minutes estimate. My PB is an hour and 25, almost an hour and 24. I've got one death in this run, so that takes a minute, which isn't great. But a death or a mistake or anything in this run will only cost you a minute tops. So if you go through a run, you don't make too many mistakes. 135, 130 is a safe estimate for this. This category doesn't use any glitches. No clipping out of bounds, no out of bounds at all. There's things in, like, I think Hollow Knight was at SGDQ last, it was at AGDQ, and I think it was the any percent that was run, and there was, so it's a very glitchy game if you get into it. However, this category is no major glitches. So what we'll be using is movement tech and a few convenient things, but nothing big, no out of bounds or anything like that. Okay, all right. Yeah, there's my stream chat over there. So that's the stream chat from the video. But what we're doing now is we're jumping through Dirtmouth because the first time through Dirtmouth, it slows your speed to a walk, and you can't travel very fast. So jumping, what it does is it cancels that out, and it makes it so that you can go at your normal speed. You just have to spam it. You'll also see me here open the menu while I fall. I'll do that for most jumps. That's to speed us up, basically. What it does is it maximizes our acceleration as soon as the menu's open, and it also cancels out the recovery animation on the ground. So overall, it saves quite a bit of time if you factor in all the falls and stuff throughout the game. Yeah, it saves quite a bit of time, so it's pretty necessary. It can lead to some pretty cool stuff too, and you can use it to avoid some enemies as well. So our first split is the Vengeful Spirit. What that is we're going to get our first spell, basically. So right now, there's a gauge in the top over there, top left of the screen. It's a big white thing. That's our mana, basically. And what that does is it allows us to cast spells. So right off the bat, you're equipped with a spell. It's heal. That's innate. Everybody gets that, right? And you just hold down circle to cast that. It'll take about a third of your meter. As you go through this game's a Metroidvania platformer. It's got you can go anywhere you want pretty much, and things unlock as you go. It's a very full game. But as you go, you can unlock spells, and one of the spells you can unlock is Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit is where we get a lot of our damage, a ton of our damage, and I'll explain it when I get there. This run goes ridiculously fast, and there's a lot of information to get through, so I'll be rushing a little bit. We're fighting right now the False Knight, and how he works is he's basically armor with a maggot inside. And so you have to deal a certain amount of damage to the armor to stagger it to get the little maggot guy to pop out, and that's when you hit the maggot, that's his actual health. This fight has a quick kill, and you're going to be tanking a ton of damage, which is why I'm taking a lot of hits. But it's much faster than waiting for him to stop attacking and avoid it. You'll see me heal there as well, and the gauge go down. That's pretty standard. When he dies, he falls through the ground, and you can finish him off, and this poor maggot explodes. But that's it. That's the first boss of the game. No problem, no big deal. Pretty easy, pretty standard. You can get a quick kill if you're fast enough. If you're fast enough with your jumps and your pogos and your side hits while in the air, it's actually, it's a pretty okay fight. And then here we don't have any movement tech or anything. We're at the start of the game. We're like base level Hollow Knight. We have nothing going for us. So this is more the slow section of the game. You're basically moving at a walk the whole time. Yeah, basically moving at a walk the whole time. As we go, we will get upgraded with more stuff, which will allow us to go a lot faster and do a lot of cool movement tech, which will get us through the game very, very well. It helps us with skips too. There's a few skips that we do that relies on a few of our abilities, so they're necessary for the run. What we just got there is Vengeful Spirit. So Vengeful Spirit is our first offensive spell. And what it'll do is it's basically a projectile, like a Hadouken, more or less. You know, you fire it, it takes a third of your mana. You know, it travels in a straight, direct line. You can fire it in the air. You can fire it on the ground. It's important because we use it for a skip that's coming up that lets us get something very early. I'll explain it when we get there. It's also important to note that it has the ability to double hit things. So Vengeful Spirit will push an enemy back, certain enemies, certain bosses back, when it connects with them. And if it pushes them back far enough, it'll hit them again with a repeating hitbox because their iframes will be gone. Okay. there's a lot. Yeah. And interestingly enough, here's something I didn't know when I started running Hollow Knight, was that there's actually two ways to cast magic. So you can use the circle button. I have a PS4 controller, so you can use the circle button here. Or you can press triangle. And triangle, actually it might be L1. Triangle is mapped to L1, I believe. Might be R1, might be L1. I've remapped it to that, or it might just be triangle. I don't know. But basically what it is quick cast. Here we move back, get them off screen, and move them back on screen so that our Vengeful Spirit hits them more than once. It's a quick kill for that. Here's the fireball skip. I'll explain it. Actually, you know what? I'll come back to quick cast and I'll explain this as I go. So what the fireball skip is you're using Vengeful Spirit in midair to knock you backwards. Just enough whereas you usually wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm hitting enemies here to gather mana. And I'm going to do another fireball skip coming up here. I'm going to jump up in the air. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to press triangle twice in a rhythm. And that's going to get me just enough distance so that I can get up on this ledge that I'm not intended to get up onto. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time as well. Coming up. There's one more fireball skip. And that allows us to get the Mothwing Cloak, which gives us a dash. I don't know if, well, I don't know. You guys are SGDQ runners or admin. You're surely familiar with Mega Man X and stuff. So the dash is basically like the boots in Mega Man X. It allows you to speed up exponentially, much faster than you would walk. And it opens up a bunch of movement tech as well. There was another fireball skip there that saves like 15 seconds or so. Nothing big, but in this run it's actually pretty big since it's pretty consistent. Okay, so now I'll explain quick cast. So while I was learning how to run this game, I couldn't get the fireball skip. I couldn't figure out why, and it was because I was using circle to cast fireball. The way circle, or on the controller, it might be B on an Xbox controller or whatever. The way the input works on the Xbox controller, or the PlayStation controller, is if you press circle, it activates the ability on release, right? Activates the ability on release. So you have to push it and release it. And that's very hard to do when you want like a rhythmic input, if that makes sense. Which is why actually they gave us the quick cast button, because the quick cast button, triangle in this case, as soon as you press it, it will cast, which is really helpful. I'm not sure how consistent the fireball skip, etc. would be if that weren't the case. Anyway, we're making our way through Green Path. We're not supposed to be here. We fireball skipped on our way to get here, and we're gonna come up to something. Our first actual real boss, because the False Knight's not really a boss. This is Hornet 1. Okay, and Hornet 1, the way she works is she has a certain amount of hits that she needs to take before she'll stagger. However, they're timed. So I believe it's you need to do 5 or 6 hits within like without the timer resetting. So if you do 1 hit and you wait 2 seconds, the timer will reset. So you need to do each hit within 2 seconds of each other, and it will cause a stagger. On the stagger, she'll fall, and you can get a free hit off before she'll wake up. That's how you kill herself fast enough. That gives us the Mothwing Cloak. I golded there. That's nice. Which is, like I said earlier, the dash. So originally, to get to Green Path, you had to get something called the Mantis Nail, I believe. I think it's the Mantis Nail. It allows you to climb walls. You can get other stuff, but the Mantis Nail is supposed to be, I believe, the first upgrade you get. You go all the way down to Mantisville to give you the Mantis Nail. However, we skip that using the Fireball skip. So now that we have the dash, you can see we're a lot faster, a ton faster. Since this is true ending, no major glitches, we don't get too many runes, which are basically movement upgrade items, damage upgrade items in general. So we don't have Dash Master. I know in some runs they have Dash Master, which will allow you to dash a lot more consecutively. There's no dash cooldown, but in this run, there's no Dash Master. Menu drop there to make sure I save time. Gonna unlock this Stag Station. Cost you 50 Geo. Geo is the currency of this game, and that's for later. So we're not going to use that Stag Station to go somewhere. We're going to come back using that port. Went in the wrong direction there, but that's fine. Also to note, I'm charging up my mana here so that I'll have enough fireballs to kill this next mini boss fast enough. Okay. So you'll see here, I hit fireball, hit fireball, hit fireball. And then I do, I think, 6 more hits. Try and get double hits as I go to kill, I believe this boss is called Gru Mama or something like that. Mama Bug. We'll call her Mama Bug. It's been a while since I played this game. She'll explode, having her babies, fly around the screen. Kind of gross. And you want to kill them as fast as possible. So that's why you save up mana. So you have 3 fireballs. Fireballs kill them in 1 hit. If you can get all of them, fast is good. This is Salubra, okay? So I wish we had audio. We don't have audio. If I go to GDQ, there will be audio. She makes some of the most wonderful sounds in the game. And she also sells you runes. Little upgrade thingies. I bought there the Shaman Stone. A Shaman Stone, what it does is it doubles the power of my spells. And since I got Vengeful Spirit and later on I'll get another spell, that becomes very, very, very important. It does a lot. It increases your damage by quite a bit. And in other runs, it's very important. I'll explain that in a second. But we died here on purpose. This is, I think it's just a shade skip. It's like the true ending shade skip. In the normal route, you go and you do this with the Maddis Claw. So this is actually a really, really hard skip. I'm pretty sure Fireborn came up with this version of it. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to bait your shade, which is, I'll explain in a second. You're going to bait your shade, and what you want him to do is you want him to come to you and attack you, okay? And then you're going to pogo off of his weapon, right? Fireball, pogo off him, fireball, pogo one more time, killing him, getting back your Geo. It's a Dark Souls-esque type mechanic, while getting high enough to go to an area that you're not supposed to be in yet. This is the resting grounds. Okay, resting grounds you're not supposed to be able to access yet. But since we did that shade skip, modified shade skip, whatever it's called, we can get there early. Again, there's a lot to explain this game, and I gotta go fast. So what the shade is every time you die, the position you die in, a shade will pop up. Basically a shadow version of yourself, and it ties into lore. It has lore implications and stuff like that. Yeah, it has lore implications, but basically the shade will die in 2 hits with your base stats and base stuff, etc. And when it dies, you will get all your geo back, which I said earlier was your money. So it's a Dark Souls-esque type of mechanic. And if you die while your shade is out, you lose all your geo. Right there, I menu drop and die because it's actually like 0.5 seconds faster. It's very, it's minimal fast or minimal time save, but it is a time save nonetheless. Yeah. Anyway, I was explaining the shade, and while I was explaining the shade, we came to a story segment. So this is basically this, they tell you in this story segment that you need to go and talk to basically. Well, free three main things. Main bugs. I don't know what they're called really. You have to go find them. That's what it's telling you. You have to go find these 3 things, and it'll give you the dream nail in order to do so. So you can enter their dreams, and then so you can unlock the seal. What I did there, actually, I lied. I said Salubra had the best sound effects in the game. There was an NPC there that actually has the best sound effects in the game, and that's the moth. I don't remember her name. But what you do there is you press start, and then you unpause, and then that'll unlock you from the cutscene, and you can dash out of the room before it starts. Otherwise, you get locked into it, and she talks for a bit and stuff and whatever. Go back using that stag station that we unlocked earlier. And now we're going to go and get the Maddis Claw, which I believe is the first upgrade that you were intended to have. But the reason we do it this way is because now we have the Dream Nail, we can go down and get the Maddis Claw while doing other things on the way so that we don't have to go back and do them twice. Here, just movement tech, making sure I'm moving as efficiently as possible, except for there, that was a mistake. While building my mana up. That was another mistake. I could never get that. While building my mana up, so that I'm going to have enough by the boss that is coming up. Or I guess it's a mini boss. So mini drop here, dash, and then you don't want that fall there. You don't want that recovery there. You're supposed to menu drop here as well. This was an okay section. This wasn't great, but not bad. Get some more mana on this mushroom. These guys make nice sounds. Hollow Knight, I guess, is just full of wonderful sounds. And then again, just more movement tech through here. This is actually a really fun section to do because of the movement tech. It's really, really, really fun. Hollow Knight is a very fun game to run for me. So now that we have the Dream Nail, we can go to these warrior graves, which again, part of the lore, and fight the warriors that they have underneath them, basically, what used to be. This first one, this is the first one. This guy's name is Elder Hugh. He can be pretty RNG heavy. You'll only end up losing maybe 15 seconds or something. Not too much, but he has one attack. This attack right here, he can spam it if he really, 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 really wants. And you can't hit him while he's doing it, so it loses a lot of time. You'll also note there, I talked about double hits earlier. What you're going for in that fight is double hits. So you want to hit him once with your nail, your weapon, your blade, and then you want to fire off a Vengeful Spirit and hopefully hit him twice because he'll move with it. Okay. The reason we do that, the reason we kill Elder Hu in the true ending route is for essence. And so for the true ending, you need a certain amount of essence so that it will unlock something called the Awoken Dream Nail so that you can go somewhere called White Palace, which is my favorite area of the game. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay. More movement tech here. A lot more. Yeah. Getting some geo from these mushrooms while also getting mana. I'm going to heal to be safe because I don't want to die. There's a skip coming up here, and it's called the Spore Skip, I believe. It's interesting. It's pretty consistent. It's not too hard to do. There's a setup for it, but basically what you do is those enemies fire exploding spore clouds at you. And what you do is you pogo using your nail, which is your weapon, off of the explosion twice, okay? Here's another skip that's coming up. This is a little bit easier to understand. This is called the Mantis skip. You basically just got to get these in a certain position so that you can pogo off of them up until you're high enough to get to the ledge to get the Maddis Claw. Otherwise, you have to go all the way around, and it loses, I think, like 20 seconds or something like that. Yeah. But those two skips, pretty consistent. You just got to know what you're doing, more or less. They don't really fail. There's no RNG to them, really. It's just doing what execution. So we got the Maddis Claw. And our Maddis Claw is the second upgrade we get. The first one was the Mothwing Cloak, which allows us to dash. The second one is the Maddis Claw. Maddis Claw is what it allows us to do is it allows us to climb up walls, which is really nice. And it's important because without it, we're not going to get a lot of stuff. Here, what I'm doing, I'm just getting more essence. It's another game mechanic. They're trees. Oh, man. And Maddis Claw makes it so much nicer. It's really cool in this game as you unlock more. The run gets more fun as you unlock more because you just become so mobile and so fast. And it's really, 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 it's, the stuff you can do is really interesting and it's also really rewarding. It feels really good. Yeah. Anyway, Maddis Claw adds another dynamic. We're going to pogo off these springy mushrooms and use use our new stuff to get to the next area. Here, what we're doing is we're just grabbing an item that gives us Geo. We're going to use the Geo later, I believe, for first a nail upgrade and then the lantern. But I want to avoid these clouds. They do 2 damage each. They're not good. They've actually killed a few runs for me. They can move a little bit in tiny, like they can trigger each other. So one grenade cloud or one grenade spore, whatever, can trigger another grenade one. They can blow up unexpectedly and absolutely kill a run. Whew. Man, there's a lot in this game. Next is Howling Rays. So these jellyfish enemies, they suck. We're bouncing off of them. If you hit the big jellyfish, they have like a homing grenade thing that you know, it's like a revenge attack. You don't really want to kill them. They don't, you know, there's not really any benefit. Just avoiding them is good enough. But we're heading to the Howling Rays. So the first offensive spell we got was Vengeful Spirit. This next one is where we're going to get most of our damage. This is going to call, this is basically, it's called Howling Race in the split, but I think we refer to it as Shriek in the run or in the terminology or something. I'm very used to calling it Shriek. It's an upward attack, and I think it can hit up to 4 times. So if you have 4 times with a Shaman Stone, that's, you know, 8 normal increments of damage. It's a really powerful thing, especially if you are able to get all 4 hits off. Yeah, it's pretty good. But in order to do that, in order to get the Howling Race, we have to go through all these mosquitoes. I think this is called the Mosquito Arena. And this is where, you know, I think 3 waves of mosquitoes spawn. It'll be 1 for the first one, 2 for the next one, and 3 for the next one. You want to do this as fast as possible. And this is a little bit sketchy because there's spikes down below and the mosquitoes behave a little bit sporadically sometimes. So the way they work is they will aim and they'll fire at you. They'll travel in a straight line, but if you hit them, they'll reverse direction, making it a little bit annoying to kill them fast. You can't just double hit them a lot of the time. So best strat there is to pogo. There's Shriek. We're going to quit out of the game, and quitting out of the game will take us to the last bench. That's something we did in the other split too for the Mothwing Cloak. We quit out as soon as we got the Mothwing Cloak so that we don't have to run all the way back. Instead, we're teleported to the last bench. In this case, being at the resting grounds. Okay. Hoo-wee. So now that we have another menu drop there, the Maddis Claw, as well as the Dream Nail, we can get up here, or sorry, not up here, up in the next screen to another mini boss named Zero. And what Zero does is he's going to summon swords to his left and right. Good song. Left and right, and he's going to just fire them at you. He's not too hard. What you want to do here is you want to build up your mana, and then you want to go and try and get double hits. In some cases, you can get triple hits, I think, if you're fast enough. He died really quick because I think I got maybe two triple hits, maybe a double hit or something there. That's why Vengeful Spirit is really good. With Shaman Stone, it does a lot more damage than the nail. And it's a lot faster. A lot faster too, a lot more utility. Hold on, this is a bit distracting right now. Okay, from 0 we go down into the City of Tears. This area I actually personally hate. I don't like this area at all. It's a really pretty area, but it's filled with enemies. There's a ton of enemies here. They're really strong, and they're pretty annoying. I have lost runs to this area before, but if you die or whatever, it's always recoverable. Hitting this flying guy to get some mana. I'm going to jump over this guy. I'm going to get hit by that guy, hit him once, and then fire 2 Vengeful Spirits so they both die, so I get enough Geo on the way back, as well as I pick up that item for Geo. We pick up a few Geo items here. Right there, that hit was pretty unavoidable if I wanted to go through them. Kill these guys, get more Geo. We should have, I think, 350 is what we want. Maybe 300. But you want, I believe, 300 to unlock this stag station, which we'll be coming back to later in the run. Yes, 300. We're going to go up here, get another Geo item for later. For the Lumen Fly Lantern, I think. And then I think, yeah, we're going to hit that bell to call the stag, make it a little bit faster. Rest at that bench so that when we quit out of the game the next time, we can end up back here. Okay, this is a kind of specific section. You want to pogo off that first guy and the second guy. Here, this is an enemy. I think this is a well-known enemy. It's called the Beautiful Husk or the Glamorous Husk or something like that. It gives you a lot of money once you kill it. What you want to do here is you want to hit him in this pattern. Hit him back, above you, and then to the left, and then you want to shoot a Vengeful Spirit and get a double hit off, and that will kill him fast enough. He gives you a ton of money, which we will be using again later for the Lumen Fly Lantern, which will let us into a different part of the game. I think it's called the Crystal Canyon or something, Crystal something. Okay. Up here is a small skip. It's called, I don't know what it's called. I honestly can't remember the names of these things. But basically you pogo off a destructible object until you're high enough to get up to a ledge you would originally need double jump for. There you hit a lever through the ground and then go in an unintended area before like basically the wrong way around. It's pretty easy to do. Those 2 enemies that were guarding the lever can really suck though. Okay. Here, this is why this split sucks. Because there's a lot of stuff that you got to deal with here. Here, what we're going to do now is we're going to get our last Geo item. Our very last Geo item. I think I killed this guy, yeah. Oh, no, I fall. I'm pretty sure I killed this guy. Because if you don't kill this guy, he can be a pain later. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Okay, he's dead. We get our last Geo item. And then after that, we're going to unload all of them. We're going to sell all of them off to a vendor that can only be found in the City of Tears. He'll buy them. Get a bunch of Geo from him so that we can spend on other stuff. As you can see, these enemies are ridiculously annoying. I'm going to be safe here and heal, even though I could probably just run back. Oh, no, I forgot the Geo item. Okay, there. To get that Geo item. Yeah, I can't remember his name. What the vendor is, what the vendor's name is. I'm sure he'll tell us. No, he won't. That's another thing I actually forgot to mention. So the reason we do this text, this game in this language is actually simplified Chinese, is because in simplified Chinese, you can mash buttons and it will quick scroll. Whereas in English, you can't do that. I don't think in any other language you can do that. There might be one other language, but I think in simplified Chinese, it's the one that the most runners use. Sell all our Geo items to this guy. He has a nice voice. Yeah, all the sounds in Hollow Knight are pretty good. Nice voice. Buys them from you. You got 2,700 Geo. And we're pretty much going to spend this on one item. We're going to finish up the City of Tears, which sucks, by visiting the blacksmith. Okay, and the blacksmith is going to give us a nail upgrade. And again, as I said earlier, the nail is your weapon. That little thing, the thing I hit monsters with. And getting a nail upgrade essentially doubles the damage. I believe it doubles the damage, so it's well worth it. You could do things with nail 0, but the run becomes a lot more volatile because it's scary. You know, fights take a lot longer. And I believe it essentially takes approximately the same amount of time. I think the nail 0 route might save a little bit of time, but you're inducing like a high level of risk throughout the run. Okay. So we got our upgraded nail. We save quit out to teleport back to the bench that we were at. We want to go either, you can either go to Dirtmouth or you can go to the failed champion and do him first. It doesn't really matter. I go to Dirtmouth first so I can pick up this Lumenfly Lantern. And with this Lumenfly Lantern, yeah, that's what it's called. It's in Chinese. Can't confirm it. That's interesting. That's probably why I don't know a lot of the names of things in this game, is because I've been playing this in Chinese for so long. I just know where to go. What the Lumenfly Lantern will let us do is it'll let us go to the top right area of the map. The Crystal Tower, the Crystal Cove, or the Crystal something. And you can get to that area in one of two ways. One is with the lantern, one is with the dive. We don't have the dive. We don't get the dive in this route. Dive you get from the Tyrant in the City of Tears, or in the Soul Tower, which is connected to the City of Tears. Yeah. So we buy the Lumenfly Lantern for 1800 Geo. That's what we needed all those Geo items for. Okay, another really cool thing about this game is with the Dream Nail, what you can do is you can fight super versions of bosses you've already killed, right? So we killed the False Knight at the beginning of the game. He is the first enemy, or first boss. Now we're going to actually kill like the hard version of him. The Failed Champion is a very difficult fight. First hard fight in this run, and it is a run ender for sure. You have to be very careful here because if you touch him, if you do anything to him, he'll do 2 damage to you. He's a lot faster, and there's a lot of obstacles in the arena that you can get hit by, right? Also, you'll notice that your hits don't charge your mana when it's on his armor, right? So you don't get to heal in this fight during the phases. You can only heal between the phases. I'll explain that as I go. This is his first phase. You want to go in and out very quick. This is a very concentration intensive fight. Also to note, these falling rocks from the ceiling, they'll hurt you, but if you hit them with your nail, you can fling them into him, doing some damage. Here I'm dream nailing him so that I can get some mana back. Okay, that's the only way to get mana in this fight other than hitting the maggot that pops out. I don't think you guys could see that, unfortunately. And so you heal in between intervals. The reason I hit him in between Dream Nails is so that I reset the timer for his stagger. You'll see there I'm casting Shriek. You want to cast Shriek as close to him as possible so as many of the Shrieks hit. This is his second phase, so he has also... he's added more or less just a random jump into his moveset arsenal. And it can throw you off quite a bit. Like there. See, I thought he was going to jump over me. He just jumped on me instead. You saw it took two damage, so it's no joke. Phase 3 is his last phase. And usually if you get this far, you're good. You'll notice there, again, I re-stagger. I Dream Nail for more mana, because if you hit an enemy with Dream Nail, you will get their mana, or you steal mana for them, or at least you accumulate mana. I don't know if steal is the right word. Okay, phase 3, man. Phase 3. So the moveset is the same, I believe, from phase 2. Again, just dashing in, dashing out, hitting a rock at him when you can, shrieking when he jumps over you. It's the safest to shriek when he jumps over you because you know you have time to shriek, whereas if he just smacks the ground, it's very likely you don't have enough time. And then after this, what he will do is he will end the fight in the same way he ended the fight way back at the start of the game. He'll slam the ground, he'll do a Big jump slam attack. Hitting him with rocks are fun. He'll break through the ground and then he'll just, sit on the floor. You kill the poor maggot guy inside. And your reward for that is satisfaction as well as, I believe, 100 essence. Which, again, we need essence for the true ending, right? We need to upgrade our dream nail, and we use essence for that. You need 1,800 total. So it's interesting because this route is very much... this game is routed on, or this category is routed on essence. So it's basically the quickest essence route you can go. That's what dictates the routing here. Okay, we killed failed champion. Now we're going to go to the crystal caves, I think is actually the official name. I don't think I've gotten it right. But we're going to go to the crystal caves. Since we have the Lumenfly lantern, the area around us lights up. We can see that little terminal thing. We can pay 50 geo to it and unlock the gate. There's also something important to note there. This is really cool movement tech, by the way. This area is very consistent. It's very nice movement tech. This game is noticeably, it's very glitchy. The coding isn't great. So what you do is every time you get, you want to unlock a gate, or you want to get a stag bell or something, what you'll do is you'll pay the fee, and then you'll look down for a split second and look back up, and the bell will pop up a few seconds earlier, which saves a few seconds, of course. A few seconds earlier saves a few seconds. Yeah, this is a really fun section if you get it down. Really fun. I think I went a little bit slow here just because I didn't want to take damage, but very consistent. Just jumps and pogoing, and right there you cancel your jump with a dash. It's really cool. And this next section, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a bunch of menu drops, and then we're going to do a quick cycle of the lasers. So there's going to be some lasers coming up that are blocking our path. What we're going to do is we're going to take damage from one. We're going to damage boost through one, and then we're going to run through all the rest consistently at a constant speed, as fast as possible. And it saves a bunch of time, and it's really fun to do as well. I think this area just in itself is lots of fun. Those platforms, as they turn around, there's spikes underneath them. Self-explanatory. So you damage boost here, dash through that, and then you're good to go. You just keep dashing as much as you can, except for that. That's the only one you wait on. You wait for a split second, and then you're good. And that's the quick cycle for that. It's lots of fun to do. Grab that conveyor belt on the way down. It speeds you up just a little bit, since you don't need to menu drop here. Okay, so now we got an upgrade called the Crystal Heart. Okay. Crystal Heart is basically this game's equivalent of a super dash, in that you charge it up and you will fly in the direction that you are facing until something stops you. I believe you can collide with one enemy one time and you'll keep going. But if you collide with an enemy, anything else, like 2 enemies, 3 enemies, a wall, whatever, spikes, you will stop, and you will stop abruptly. Oh my God, man, I saved 4 minutes and 54 seconds this run. So the Crystal Dash there, we just use it. I was told, I think by a runner named Mikali, that if you can dash 3 times to get to your destination, it is better to dash. However, if you need 4 or more dashes, it's better to Crystal Dash. So there's, some deliberate choice there. Here's just a fall section. Avoid the spikes. Make sure you are continuously falling. You can Crystal Dash here, jump on this platform. There's 3 enemies here. This is RNG. So you saw there, I hit him once, and then I collided with him again, and that just sucks. These enemies are my least favorite. One of my least favorite, at least. You want to ideally Crystal Dash all the way through to this section. Menu drop here and menu drop here. We are in, what is this place called? I don't remember what this place is called. The abandoned, I don't think this is the abandoned whatever. I don't know. It's in Chinese. You never see it. It's called something. I'll figure it out if I'm accepted for GDQ. But for right now, it's called something. It's where the Lost Kin fight is. It's where the Broken Vessel and the Lost Kin fight are. You get a bench there. You run out just so that it'll load faster. You go back in. You sit on the bench because you're going to need that bench later for a quit out. that section there, you needed to crystal dash to get across there. So it's really cool the way this game is structured in that, you know, upgrades unlock entire areas of the map, and it's just finding them. It's really nice. It's really rewarding. I really like that part of the game. So you're going to crystal dash here. You're going to try and get past this guy. That's RNG. I think I get hit 9 times out of 10 there. But you're going to try and get through this area as fast as possible. Here, I'm playing it very safe. I want to play it very safe. So I'm going to fill up my mana here, and I believe heal. Yeah, I'm going to heal 3 health. Theoretically, you could just heal in the Broken Vessel fight because there's a you know, a small wake up animation. But I want to be safe here. I think I was running out of time to run this game, so I just wanted to run it and do it quick. Yeah, okay, Broken Vessel. So this is a pretty easy fight. It's a fun fight in itself too. You want to kill these things. I think that saves time. You wanna. It's a fun fight in itself. Basically, he has a few different attacks, and most of them are going to be dashes. You're going to see here, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and hit him on one side of the screen with a Vengeful Spirit to get double hits. Okay, he's going to jump around. His moveset isn't very big, but it's a very, very fun fight. This is where you get a bunch of damage off, because as long as you can continuously hit him here, without getting hit by those things, he should die very quick. I think he dies right after this. It shows you just how powerful. Oh, I take 2 hits. Vengeful Spirit can be... No. Yeah, okay, there he is. So he's dead. And just as we fought Failed Champion earlier in the run, or sorry, we fought False Knight, and then we fought his powered up version, Failed Champion. We're going to fight, we fought Broken Vessel, and now we're going to fight his powered up version, his super powerful version, Lost Kin. Now the Lost Kin is just basically a very, very, very fast version of Broken Vessel without any easy attacks. So he'll be a lot faster. And this is personally, I think, my favorite fight. Again, getting double hits there. Trying to kill him as fast as possible. With Nail 1, you have to hit him, I think, over 100 times, depending on your Vengeful Spirit, double hits, etc. He's going to jump around, dash. The one thing in this fight that becomes a lot more difficult, well, you know, aside from him, is these little like these orange, I think is the color, ghosts are going to spawn in a lot higher frequency. They're going to make it hard for you to do anything. And if you jump and attack them and Lost Kin happens to dodge or anything like that, you're probably just going to get hit. Yeah. You got to be very careful. Like, this is a very fun fight, but at any moment, at any time, I'm playing it safe and healing here. At any time, he can turn it around. You can take like 3 or 4 hits and just be almost dead. And since there's no real healing opportunities in this fight, it's actually very dangerous. But yeah, it's a fun fight though. It's probably my favorite fight in the game. Yeah. And it's also important to note too, this is actually where I learned, so like there, my health is just gone. This is where I learned stagger mechanics. Because the way stagger mechanics work is you will hit them a certain amount of times within a certain amount of time, like within, or with the caveat being that there's not a big enough interval between the hits. Nice, he's dead. And then he'll stagger. And then you can stagger him a certain amount of times before he becomes very resistant to staggers. So it goes up every time. But Failed Champion is dead. Or sorry, Lost Kin is dead. Saved another 2 minutes there. That was pretty good. You get his essence. And then we're going to get another upgrade. And this upgrade makes this game exceedingly fun to play. I think this upgrade in any game makes it fun to play, actually. It's a really nice upgrade. It's called the Crystal... I don't know what it's called, actually. I call it the Angel Wings, man. It's called the Angel Wings. What is it called, man? I know what it's called, but it's always in Chinese, so I never actually know. We'll call it the Angel Wings. It's basically a double jump. It is a double jump. It gives you so much more mobility. So much more mobility. with climbing and stuff like that, refreshing her dashes. Yeah, it's nice. So what double jump allows us to do is it allows us a skip that's coming up. So we save quit out to that bench. And I think we're going to unlock a bench here as well. I still can't remember what this area is called. I can feel it. Like I know what it starts with. It starts with a U. I think. Or that's how it feels like. I can feel the area. It's hard to explain. But we're going to spend a bunch of geo here as well. Unlock a stag. I think I'm pretty happy on time. Good. And we're going to go back to the resting grounds because once we kill the lost kin, we have enough essence to talk to the moth lady again. And she's going to give us something called Dream Gate. And Dream Gate is going to allow us to teleport or set a teleport point and then teleport to it later, which is actually very useful. This is the first time you actually really get to hear her sounds. I almost want to play them for you.
Not using speedruns?
Oh, that's just me talking.
I mean...
No, I have the volume too low, unfortunately. But yeah, she's my favorite. She makes some nice sounds, and they make me pretty happy every time. Anyway, what you're doing here is you are basically giving her essence or saying, here, I have this much essence. And she's like saying, oh, okay, like here's a reward. So that's why we got a bunch of rewards before we got Dreamgate. Okay, but once we have Dreamgate, we're going to save quit out again. We not save quit out? No, we don't. Right, we don't, because we need to go back to King Station. We just got a bench in Lost Kingville. So we got to go to King Station. And now we're going to go to Hornet 2. So Hornet 2 is probably one of the harder bosses in this run. It's basically an upgrade of Hornet 1 in terms of speed and moveset. She has a few additional moves and she's a lot faster. Using the Crystal Dash here whenever we can. Crystal Heart. She's a lot faster. That being said, she does kill a lot of runs, but dying to her maybe loses you a minute again. It's not such a big deal. If you're going for a world record, yes, but you know. Here, that was a skip there. So that's because we have the double jump, okay? What we did is we Crystal Dashed and the platform or the ground took us down with it, and then we dashed over the acid just far enough so that we were on the other side of the terrain. And then we used our double jump at a very specific moment and got close enough to the platform so the game would register it as, oh man, he fell. Okay, well, let's put him back on the platform that he clearly was on. You know, it's a nice skip, but that's another thing for the game's not programmed too well. Hornet 2. So she almost moves faster than you can predict. Usually what I'll do here is for everything she does, I'll just move a little bit back and jump, except for that. Because she has a lot of forward frontal attacks where she'll dash into you like that. Like that's very quick, right? You want to play it pretty safe here, especially since you took a hit from that skip. You have to take a hit from that skip. You have to take 1 damage from that skip we did earlier. You're low on health, right? Yeah. Pretty focus intensive fight as well. Difficult to do. Same principles as Hornet 1 though. She has stagger, and you want to land Vengeful Spirit when she's being knocked into the stagger, and it'll get you a free hit. Yeah, her new moves in this is almost like a parry. That I believe is old. A parry, and she puts these like barbed things up that make it annoying to move around, and since you have to jump through this fight a lot, it's a big deal. She's done. You can do a really... Oh, no, she's not done. Oh, man, I thought she was dead. She should be done pretty soon here. She should be done pretty soon here. She can be very quick or very slow, depending on the RNG she gives you. See, like right there, that sucked. That sucked. You know, I'm really scared here. I'm playing this very safe. I have 1 health. I just want to kill her. I know she's almost dead. I'd rather kill her than... Okay, we got to heal off. Then lose a run. right? Because basically at this point in time, I wanted to get a really, really, really low time. I think I was aiming for sub 125. There you go. Yeah, so there was such a big differentiation between a fast time and a slow time there because I used most of my mana on heals rather than on spells, on Vengeful Spirit, on Shriek, on whatever. Vengeful Spirit's probably better for her because Shriek, she's got a small hitbox. It probably won't hit her too many times, and positioning it is hard. But yeah, that fight can be a lot faster. It really just depends on how much you practice it and the RNG you get. What we got was the King's Brand, which will allow us into like a tucked away corner of the game, and it'll give us the Shade Cloak. The Shade Cloak, as well as we will get what's it called? We'll get Howling Shriek. That's why I call it Shriek. I just figured out why I call it Shriek. That's why I call it Shriek. Because the upgraded version of Howling Spirits or Howling whatever, the upward spell is Howling Shriek. And it does, I think, twice the amount of damages as the original. It's also black. It's a black spell instead of a white colored spell. That goes into lore as well. It's some cool stuff. The lore of Hollow Knight is actually pretty cool. So yeah, we killed Hornet 2. We got the King's Brand, which means we can unlock this door. Here's nice. You want to slide off that quick drop, and then you'll fall down here. If you can get this, you can get a solid fall down, but I missed it by like a pixel there. Doesn't waste too much time, but it's really, really satisfying when you get the exact pixel and you'll fall all the way to the ground. Okay, I want to charge up my mana a bit just so I can cast Howling Spirits, I think. Yeah, Howling Spirits. Crystal Dash here. Here I'll cast it, and then it'll get upgraded into Howling Shriek. That's why I call it Shriek. I understand it now. I understand. Which is a very powerful spell. It'll make a lot of the later game bosses a lot easier. And it looks cool. Like that art just looks really nice, really cool. God, there's a lot of really, really good things, really nice things about this game. Really nice things. It's just a really nice game, man. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and proceed now to get the Shade Cloak. And the Shade Cloak, basically what it does is it gives us a like every dash in a certain interval of time will give us iframes, right? So it's really, really, really nice, and we use it a decent amount in the run. We also get this. Oh God, I forgot. This is a really fun movement section because with Pogo and Double Jump, every time you Pogo, I took a hit there. Oh, that's scary. Every time you Pogo, your Double Jump and your dash is refreshed, so you can do a lot of really nice movement tech there. It's really cool, really fun. Going to menu drop here in a specific place, and then we're going to Crystal Dash to get to the Shade Cloak. Okay. Whew. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory from here. We go, we jump in a puddle of black stuff, we get covered in the black stuff, and all of a sudden, we got iframes on every second or third dash. It's really cool too, because you don't get to see a lot of runes in this game, but there are runes for every such thing. Oh, yeah, there are runes for every such thing. There's runes that make your dash, as long as you have the Shade Cloak, your dash do damage and extend it, and just a ton of different cool stuff. Anyway, we're gonna do the Watcher Knights. So the Watcher Knights is actually a pretty fun fight. It takes a lot of practice to get good at, and it killed my runs a lot because I didn't want to practice it, but I eventually practiced it, and now I'm okay at it. I could be better, of course, but taking advantage of quick crystal dashes, quick drops, all that stuff, and then we don't need to object skip there because you have the double jump. You were originally supposed to come here through using the double jump. Ignore these guys or avoid these guys, they suck. And we're gonna go through the same door we opened with the broken lever in the first time we were in the City of Tears. charge up a crystal dash so that we can, you know, get to this side as fast as possible. We're going to go up here and break the ceiling, which is destructible, and then we're going to cut a rope, which will drop a lantern or a chandelier or whatever, and it will permanently kill one Watcher Knight. I was about to call them the Abyss Watchers. Watcher Knight. There's 6 in this fight, so that'll mean you only have to deal with 5. As they power up, I Dream Nail them to get mana. I hit them once, I jump over them, I Shriek, and I try and hit them as close as possible with the Shriek in order to land all 4 hits of Shriek. And I think it's 2 hits and 2 Shrieks to kill a Knight. Yeah. And it's really nice too, because normally during this part where they're rolling, they're invulnerable. But they're only invulnerable to nails. They're not invulnerable to magic. I'm probably going to heal here because I'm scared. I almost died there. Yeah, almost died there. Want to play this very safe. Very safe. If I had 1 dead, there. Heal, so I'm good. Now we're safe. We're just going to go and kill him. So these would be like basically marathon safe strats. They're not too bad. Heal again, just in case, you know. Play it safe, why not? There we go. There's 1 dead. God, he was just one hit away, huh? And he should be dead now too. After no, not even another Shriek, just another hit. That's Watcher Knights. Watcher Knights are done. They're a pretty tough boss, for me at least. It's interesting in the any percent run there is so much tougher because you have to fight them with Vengeful Spirit. Or sorry, not even, yeah, Vengeful Spirit instead of Shriek. Here we're going to get some Geo. This is important for later because we're going to have to unlock more stag stations. Yeah. Which is cool. You know, I just realized I could have probably put a donation incentive for Path of Pain if I wanted to, because that's included. Well, we're right by it in this run. I'll probably do that. I'll say I'll say this is the first seal, by the way. It's part of the story, which is why she gives you the Dream Nail so you can free this guy. There's an area in this game called White Palace, and there's an optional area in White Palace. There's an optional route through White Palace called the Path of Pain, and it's notorious for how it is. And I personally find it a lot of fun. I really like the Path of Pain. It gives a lot of people a lot of trouble. Like I don't think everybody beats it. I think there's very few people that beat it. There's a few speedrunners who do it, but I think in order to get the true White Palace experience, you have to do the Path of Pain. So if I did this game, I would want to put an incentive for Path of Pain through White Palace. I think that would be a really good thing, a really cool thing. Of course, I'd practice it, get it down pat. Okay, so that's done. We're going to go back to where we fought Hornet, more or less, and we're going to fight Markoth. This again is just for more essence, because we still don't have enough for the Awoken Dream Nail. But again, like I said, the routing in this is based off of, I muscle memoried that, based off of essence. So instead of going up, you're going to go down. Make sure not to hit any of the fat bugs on the way. These things are creepy for me, like incredibly creepy. I really don't like them. The way they jump, the way they move, they don't really target you or anything. They just kind of move on their own. But they have so many legs. They got this long needle of a mouth, you know? It's a little bit sketchy. Markoth can be killed really, really, really quickly. You can be killed really, really, really quickly. It's a little bit RNG dependent. Or he can be super annoying. So we're going to go for a very quick kill here. You want to hit him once up, hit him with Shriek. So right there, he didn't get hit by all 4 hits of Shriek. You want to get him stuck in Shriek, basically, like that, right? So if you get him stuck in Shriek, all 4 hits of Shriek hit. They all do double damage because you have the Shaman Stone, and he dies really quick. You can get him in three Shrieks total if you land all the hits. Okay, gather his essence from him. And then we're going to use Dreamgate to teleport back to King's Station. And from here, we're going to go down to Dartmouth. I keep wanting to call it Dartmouth, but it's not. It's Dirtmouth. That's the name I remember, despite reading Chinese all the time, or not reading, just seeing Chinese all the time. So in Dartmouth, we're going to go back to the basically the first area of the game, and there's a hidden area in the first area of the game, and it's called the Howling Cliffs. And the only reason we're going to the Howling Cliffs, the sole reason to go to the Howling Cliffs, is to fight Gorb. And Gorb is going to be for essence. Again, hitting enemies on the way here to charge up my mana. Gorb's just for essence again. I think this is the quickest thing. This is the quickest one we can do out of everybody that fits into this route. So there's a hidden wall there. You go through it, and you get there. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No problem. Yeah. Jeez. Man, oh man, I was so rushed to explain stuff at the start of the game. Oh, it's been exhausting. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. Anyway, Gorb is another hero. The high-pitched voice. Gorb's voice I don't really like, actually. So Gorb will fly up to the top of the screen. So you want to balance very much letting him come down and shrieking consistently. As he gets, more upset, he'll do more and more little waves of needles flying out of him. But more or less the same as Markoth. Pretty easy as long as you get hits with your shriek, right? So you want to get as close to him as possible and shriek so that all of them are more likely to hit him. Quit out there, warp back to Dirtmouth, and now we're in this is where things start to get pretty hard for me anyway. Crystal Dash, menu drop, and then you're going to Crystal Dash again. You'll see that this area has changed. That's because we assimilated some of the essence of that guy in the tower. This is now the corrupted or the toxic version of this area. Enemies are powered up. There's, the background's changed, everything's changed. It's different. Those venge flies. They used to be these small flies. Now they're these big juicer motherfuckers. That's a skip there. That's I'll explain it in a sec. Actually, I'll explain it now. Yeah, what you do for that skip is you latch onto the wall and you press the Crystal Dash button as soon as you latch on, and it'll allow you to dash under that terrain when usually you would need the acid upgrade, the acid water upgrade, where you can swim in acid water to get through there. Anyway, big juicer flies. They used to be these small little nice flies. Now they're these big thick things, and they explode once they die, so a lot harder. Set your dream gate down there, and now we're in the second. This is basically the second seal. This is where we unlock the second seal. I think this girl, I can't remember what this girl is called. This might be the teacher. I can't remember her name. Anyway, you have to fight Umu to get to the teacher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge my mana up, dream nailing Umu while he's charging up. I'm going to slide along the wall to get him into a specific position. Right? I want him in a specific position because I basically want to set him up for a one cycle. I'm not sure if I get it here. But in order to one cycle him, you need to hit him with all hits of Shriek 3 times in a row. Okay? He has a barrier right now. You can't hurt him. But when this guy comes out, you're free to. There you go. Right? So you can't hurt him while he has his barrier up, but your little helper friend comes in after a certain amount of time, slashes the jellyfish barrier, revealing the vulnerable part of Umu. And then you have a certain amount of time to do damage to him before it regenerates. So there, if you're fast enough, you can one cycle him using 3 shrieks, but all 4 hits of each of the 3 shrieks has to hit. So that's why we manipulate his position and try and get him at the top so he can't bounce around and run away from you. This is the teacher right here. We dream nail her, go and attack her, break the seal. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. Whew, man, geez, I got to do another commentary after this. I got to try and fit Bloodborne in after this, and that's going to be hard because it's already 11:04. Yeah, it's already 11:04, 11:05, and I think the deadline to submit these things is coming up pretty quick here. Very, very, very quick here. Yeah. I think it's in 2 hours. So we gotta hurry. We gotta hurry. Anyway, you can read donations during this part or whatever. It's pretty easy. We're gonna save we're gonna Dreamgate out to get to the start of this area, just so we don't have to walk all the way back. Dreamgate's incredibly handy. It's important to note that Dreamgate uses 1 essence, so you have to factor in the essence you use on Dreamgate during the routing of this run. So we get a total of like 1,809 essence or something. 1,800 for the Dream Nail, 9 essence for the Dreamgate. Jumping here, trying to make it through as smoothly as possible, getting frustrated over there because there's a jellyfish in the way. Setting a Dreamgate down there, because we'll be going back down there after we kill No Eyes. No Eyes is my least favorite boss. I think she's actually really, really cool in her design. Like lore-wise, lore design, enemy design, like character design, whatever. But in terms of the fight sucks. She's a teleporting enemy. If you remember the first enemy we fought in the game, or the first mini-boss, the first warrior boss we fought in the game, he teleported around. Because of that, there was a lot of RNG elements to him. No Eyes is the same. She can randomly teleport whenever she wants, pretty much. I think she has a certain amount of time where she has to appear, but she basically just flies around the screen, and there's a bunch of, there's 2 horizontal spirits that go from the left to the right, and they increase as the fight goes on. With No Eyes, you want to hit her with Shrieks again. You want to hit all 4 hits. Sometimes the annoying, well, not sometimes. The annoying part of this fight is that she will often teleport after 1 hit, wasting the rest of your Shriek, and it's completely random, right? Getting her stuck is not good. And you also have to charge mana. So there, I think she teleported during the 2nd hit. That was a first hit. I'm trying to bait it out because I want to kill her quick. That was a reasonably quick No Eyes. That wasn't amazingly quick, but that was reasonably quick just because of her nature. Most of these have pretty low health. So you Dreamgate out, and then we're gonna go to the Queen's Gardens. Remember that area too. The Queen's Gardens. I apologize. I played this once. I got 100%, 106% on my first playthrough, and then I jumped straight into speedrunning it. So I'm not super familiar with the names and stuff, which is interesting actually. Anyway, I'm getting these for fun because I'm low on health, and we're going through to the Queen Gardens. Those blue healths are temporary healths at the top of the screen. They're nice that you can get. Oh, okay. Well, there goes one. Use the Shade Cloak to dash through that. That's another mechanic. Barriers in the game. It's a really cool one. And from there, we're in the Queen's Gardens. We come here basically for essence and for entry into White Castle or White Palace, not White Castle. White Castle is a burger restaurant. White Palace. These enemies have substantially more health than most enemies we've seen so far, and they're a lot harder to deal with. They are basically corrupted mantises. So in the beginning of the game, we went to Mantisville, where we got the Maddis Claw. I'm going to call it Mantisville. Mantis Town. This is a skip right here. Basically, if you fall on a very specific part of that hill, it will, again, the game's coding, it will say, oh man, he must have, fell near this lever, and you just get teleported to the lever. Save some time so you don't have to go all the way around. But in the beginning of the game, we were in Mantisville, and the mantises over there were actually very intelligent, very nice, and when you beat the boss of that level, they all bow to you and respect you and stuff like that. In the Queen's Gardens, these mantises are not like that. They are, I think they're darker in color, I believe they are. And I think it's to signify that they're corrupted in some way. They're corrupted by power, and there's lore about this, and it's really cool. I actually really like this lore. But yeah, that's why this area is full of mantises. These are different mantises than what we found in Mantis Town, Mantisville, Mantis City, Mantis Commune. Okay. We're gonna make our way through here. There's a arena type area here. Again, like these mantises are a little bit darker. Same moveset and everything. We're we're going to shriek these guys, and we're going to... These guys right here, this guy I'm killing, you can't see him behind me, but these guys are a little bit annoying. Upon death, their corpse gets spines for some reason. But yeah, you want to shriek as much as possible. It kills them a lot faster than not doing so, than using Vengeful Spirit or just the nail. You also want to preserve your health here, for sure. Very much. Like, you have to be fast here, but you can't take damage because this area in itself is very, very, very dangerous. It's long and dangerous. It has a lot of spikes. It has a lot of spikes. Has a lot of enemies. And it's got a warrior boss, a warrior mini boss, as well as just a normal mini boss. A lot to kill. And dying in this area will cost you, again, just a minute. Maybe 2 minutes, depending on. But it's rough. This is an RNG section. So this section sucks. These spiders can bounce randomly wherever they want, and they'll usually be a little bit aggravating, considering. You have to make it through 2 of these sections with these spiders, just filled like this is spider room, bouncy spider room. Sorry, 3 of these sections, 2 main sections, but the second section is split into more. So I hit those guys because I want some health, because, you know, after you get out of this section, you're going to fight a mini boss. This mini boss, he isn't too hard, but he can damage you, and it kind of sucks. I'm going to build up some mana, or try to here, before I do him. This is Marmu, okay? It's basically just a big bouncing ball. And that's all he does. You want to shriek him when he's very close to you, or when he's like paused, like right there. He's paused right there. That means that all 4 hits of shriek will hit. Or if he'll bounce off them, that's nice too. But sometimes shriek can get you hit because he'll bounce into you and stuff. It speeds him up, makes him more sporadic. He is harder than he looks, for me at least. There you go, got him. It's usually three shrieks, 3 good shrieks to kill one of these guys, so that's good. Gather his essence because we need it, and then I think we Dreamgate out. I believe we Dreamgate out. Oof. Okay. Ooh, man. 11, 12. Yeah, I gotta get a Bloodborne run in after this. Bloodborne run, I think, takes about an hour and 40 to finish. So, God, we're gonna be tight on time. I don't know if I'm gonna get the Bloodborne run in, actually. Anyway. We do that. We're Dreamgating back, so we're taking the last path in this area. And we're gonna go to the Traitor Lord, okay? Now, it's interesting. The lore of this is interesting because it's like, one of the bosses in this game is the Mantis Lords, and that's the boss I was talking about, where if you beat them, they respect you and bow to you, and it's all nice and wonderful. The Traitor Lord, there's a seat missing, and it's believed that it's for the Traitor Lord, who basically is a traitor. You know, he got corrupted by the corruption. He gave in to power, and they didn't agree with anymore. They exiled him, and this is the idea that he's here now. Okay, so Mantis Arena, right? So you're gonna have to kill a bunch of mantises here, manti. There's, I think, 4. And you don't want to take health damage here. Getting double hits is nice on these guys. But you also want to build your mana up for the Traitor Lord who's next. I want to be really safe here because I want this run because I've saved 10 minutes, you know. You want to hit this guy with shrieks as he's coming down. I missed him. And just shrieks from there too. It should take about 3 shrieks to kill him. I think I missed the first like double hitbox. So I didn't do great there. And I have to recharge my mana. I don't think my shrieks were very good in this fight. Yeah, they weren't. But yeah, he has the same moveset as a normal Mantis. He's just bigger. He's a big, thick Mantis. Kill him. Crystal Dash out. And then you're going to go and meet the Queen. Okay, the Queen. And hopefully there will be more about this in the next DLC that's coming out for this game. Yeah, the Queen. She will give you a fragment. Okay, and this fragment... Sorry, this fragment doesn't get you into White Palace. This is the other half of the fragment that you'll get in White Palace, which will help, which will unlock the true ending. Okay, so we're going to save quit out. Since we've been dream gating all this time, I believe we are back. Yeah, we're back in Queen's Gardens, but we're at that bench that we got. We're going to go into Deep Nest now, and Deep Nest is one of the most hated areas of the game. It's an area that no one likes. It's an area that just utterly sucks. It's gross. It's designed to be gross. It's designed very well. It's irksome. It's not good. It's not pleasant to be in, and the enemies there are strong and they're gross. These look at these spiders, the way they move and stuff. Oh, it's just, I hate it. Thankfully we're not here for too long. It's filled with spikes and stuff. It's confusing. There's tunnels everywhere. It's ridiculous how this game is. But anyway, we go here basically to get the last seal unlocked, as well as get 200 more essence, I think, from Galleon and Hera. It might be 300, I'm not sure. More essence. Gonna pogo off that guy, wake him up. Get down here. Crystal Dash. We're gonna build up mana along the way again. I know I repeat that, but you have to make sure to do it. And then you're gonna fight Galleon, who's a really cool boss. He dies really quick. I don't know why I find him cool. I just do. He's pretty cool. Anyway, movement tech here is pretty... No, it's not too tight. It's okay. It's fun because you get to pogo off of like enemies that move up and down like this. Climbs are always fun for me. They're always really nice. I don't know why. They're harder to practice because they hurt your hands, but... Galleon. Okay, it's like a big turtle bug, a beetle bug. I don't know what kind of bug that is. Looks like a walnut. You're going to get a shriek right off the bat. Dodge his first thing. Get another hit. Another shriek. Try and not take damage here. 3 shrieks and he's dead. Oh, 4 shrieks this time. I must have missed one of the hits. It might have been 4 shrieks. He might have a little bit more HP. Get his essence, and then we're going to Dreamgate back to where we were. Okay. Dreamgate back to where we were. We're going to go unlock the last seal. Oh, man. And we're going to get the last seal. Crystal Dash through here, through the next phase. Stop. You can stop your Crystal Dash. That's not something I've said. If you press the Crystal Dash button, you don't have to collide with something. You can just stop, which is nice. We're going to avoid that. Pogo off this guy. And then we're going to fall through the floor. Be fast about it because there's an enemy chasing you. And Crystal Dash. We're going to cancel here, double jump, and then double jump up these platforms. Not a specific jump, but it's kind of fun to do. Here, you're going to go the reverse. So this is an area where if you sit down at the bench here, these guys who are pretending to not be spiders will be spiders and beat you up. I missed that. There's basically a little part of the ceiling you can jump up into. Oh man, I missed it twice. Jeez. You can jump up into, and it gets you to the area that you would be in if you got beaten up. Man, 3 times. Jeez. Which is, yeah, there it is. Nice. Good. Which is faster than just getting beat up by the spiders, waking up here and then, you know, going through all this place. As long as you don't miss it 3 times, of course. You're going to hit this guy, or you don't even need to hit him. Sorry. You're going to Shade Cloak through him. So usually that's a solid enemy. And you can't walk through him. You can't damage boost through him or anything. But that's a reason why the Shade Cloak is really nice, because you can just, you know, you can just phase right through him, man. And ordinarily that enemy takes a lot of hits. It's hard to kill him. You know, it's not easy to kill that guy. He has a shield. He's an annoying enemy. In the any percent, they have to kill him, and it takes a while. There's quick strats for killing him. Hoo-wee. All right. So that's enough essence, finally. Okay, we're going to get out of here now. We're going to get another stag station so that we can go back to the resting grounds and get the last dream nail. Okay? The last dream nail. Also, if Sea King is here, can you, sorry, this is, I'm streaming right now, so I'm talking to my chat, but if Sea King is here, Sea King, can you highlight this for me? Just because I have to get right on the Bloodborne one. If you don't mind. I don't know if he's here. Someone wake up Sea King. Anyway. Get out of there, get the stag station, since we can't quit out and we can't dreamgate out because it'll put us nowhere near where we want to be. So we get the stag station using the money we got. I don't know if you saw, but I did the look down, look up thing. Gonna go back to resting grounds and we're gonna get the awoken dream now. Okay, we're on a good run, and this is basically the final little stretch. You know, there are hard parts to come, but fun hard parts. I really like this part of the run. I'm gonna turn on the volume. Okay, listen to the moth. I don't want to swear because I do swear in my normal run. What a wonderful. Okay, yeah, too much talking, not enough moth. But she makes really nice sounds and I really like it. Yeah, I really like the sounds she makes. But you know, if you didn't want to hear her sounds, you could listen to donations or something. You know. Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at my chat real quick. Hi, Tony. Whew, man. Yeah, anyway, we got the Awoken Dream now. Sorry, I'll close my chat that I was reading. Which will allow us to get to White Palace. And you get to White Palace by going to this place, finding a suit of armor, dream nailing it with the Awoken Dream Nail, and you basically are transported. Oh, we dreamgate here too because we got to come back here. You're transported to a very nice, wonderful area, my favorite area in the game. This area is compared to a lot of the times Super Meat Boy, and I absolutely love the gameplay here. It's really, really, really rewarding, really fun. There's not too much combat. There's 2 sections of combat you got to do. Is this guy who you want to shriek right off the bat, or if you're behind him. He hits you hard, man. He hits you hard. So you got to be careful, especially if you kill him. If you kill him while he throws his boomerang, man, his boomerang will, like, he'll disappear. He won't catch his boomerang and his boomerang will hit you, which sucks. Yeah, so the first part of this is just like, oh, this is nice. It's got nice music. Welcome to White Palace. You know, we've got very nice chairs and stuff. You know, there's floating platforms and it's all very pretty and good. And it's good, right? The platforming doesn't get started until a little bit in, but it's exciting. It's very exciting. It's also to note that Path of Pain is in White Palace. That's what I said earlier. If this run gets accepted, I will do an incentive for Path of Pain, and I will learn that section really, really, really well because it's so cool. It's a really cool section. Jump, dash, double jump there. You're going to hit these levers on the way, which will unlock things for you to do. Again, platforming hasn't started yet. You'll know when it starts, but I think it starts here, actually. Yeah, so the elevator will take you up to your first set of challenges, okay? You're going to see more saws. Pretty much just more saws. Yeah, just lots of saws in this section. Tons of saws, man. This is all about saws. Never mind. Sorry, I was kidding. There's people first. There's just people chilling, having fun, being noble. Here are the saws. The saws are here. Okay, so these are moving in a very specific pattern. It starts off pretty easy, pretty tame, and it gets harder as you go. That's a shortcut there. That's actually a skip. That's not intended. You're supposed to go all the way around, but you don't have to. Okay. Yeah. This section would take a decent amount of concentration, and it's just nice to look at, honestly. We're pogoing up the spikes here because you can pogo off spikes instead of just taking the platforms up. This section sucks. I will always get hit here. I don't think I've ever done this section without getting hit. I don't know why. I can do the harder sections no problem, but this one, the like positioning of it or whatever, just gets me. Okay, you're gonna sneak through here with this moving saw, pogo, and then drop down. And you're going to either dash or pogo off those spikes, and you've skipped another bit of White Palace. Hit the lever and keep going. Gets harder as you go, remember. So that was an easy part. Harder as you go. Harder as you go, and remember, the hardest part, it's by far the hardest part, much harder than anything in White Palace, is Path of Pain. Again, it's really cool. So GDQ, let me do the incentive Path of Pain, man. I really like that thing. Okay, go over this. We're coming back to this thing, so it'll be unlocked later. Yeah, second section. So you more or less want to wait there. There are quick methods for these sections, but we'll go with marathon safe sections. You're going to pogo off these saws. One of the things that's wonderful about Hollow Knight is you can pogo off so much stuff, and it refreshes, like I said earlier, your double jumps and your dashes. So it's a really nice, cool, beneficial thing. You can get up that section really fast by pogoing rather than waiting. Here's a very tight thing. So I'm not very great at this. You basically want to jump up, pogo, and then dash so you're on the other side of the saw. Again, not intended, but a cool skip nonetheless. I think I might die here. I don't know if I die here. I really hope I don't. There we go. Okay, we made it. It's pretty specific on the timing. It's not too specific, but it freaks me out when I'm in White Palace because I always want a really good White Palace. And that's something that stops it. Let's pogo off the spikes. Make sure you don't get hit by this. And then drop down the saws in the middle. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Done and done. I believe there's one section of White Palace to go. Okay? One section of White Palace to go. Hoo-wee! God, I'm gonna have like no time at all to submit this. Oh boy. No time at all to submit this. Okay. All right. Okay. It's the commentary started off rough because I'm so stressed about submitting this, but I think I've loosened up at least a little bit. Pogo off this stuff, jump up here. Up here's another object skip, destructible object skip. You can get up that and do a double jump there, and it gets you enough height to get up here, which allows you to go through this section super fast. Pogo off the saw, which is nice. Get up. It's good stuff. Very good stuff. Here again, you can double jump and pogo here to skip through there. I took a hit there. That wasn't good. Right, I was in the wrong saw. That's what I was doing wrong. Here you got a crystal dash. You can crystal dash right on this line and it'll get you across every time. Stop it before you hit the wall. Pogo off the spikes to continue moving. And then shriek to break a hidden destructible wall to skip that section up there. Small skip, but it's nice. Little hidden thing. Don't get hit by the spikes. That's not a good thing. Don't get hit by the spikes. It's very not good. So you want to time your pogos with the spikes so that you just, you can make it. You can do that technically very fast, but it's scary. It's very scary. Okay, that's done. Oh, this is a cool section. If you don't do that, you're going to pogo off this guy. You're going to jump and pogo off the spikes so that you don't have to jump off the wall. You're going to jump and pogo off that at its highest point so that you can jump, double jump, and then dash to get up there. Really, really cool. Very fun movement tech. And then you're gonna, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much White Palace. Alternatively, we could have done the Path of Pain, which is 10 times harder, 15 times harder, a lot harder, but also, a lot nicer at the same time. A lot nicer at the same time, which is super cool. Super, 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 super cool. Man, I kind of want to do Path of Pain right now. Okay, King's dead right there. He has the other half of the King's soul, right? You got one from the Queen, one from the King. They come together and make the King's soul. We're gonna equip it, and then we're gonna go get the Void Heart, which will give us access to the true ending. And there's 2 bosses left in this run, and then we're done. Mechanic here. So the way charms work, or I think they're charms. Do I call them runes or charms? I honestly can't remember. I think they might be charms. Basically, you have a certain amount of slots, and they are upgradable. You can get more and more slots for charms. What you can do that's really cool in Hollow Knight, I think, is very cool, is you can force a charm into a slot where it won't fit. You can force it in. That's what I did there. And in forcing it in, you will take double damage, but you will get the benefits of that charm. This is especially dangerous because the area we're going into right now, back down to this place, if you have the King's Soul on, you unlock a little piece of ground here. You'll see it. The area we're going into, the enemies do double damage. I got the quick fall there, which is really good. Yeah, so this opens up because we have the King's Soul on. The enemies do two points of damage. So because we have because we're overcharmed, because we have the King's Soul on, I actually die here, by the way. We take 4 hits of damage. 4 points of damage. Yeah, I take 4 from there, so my health is done. And here, I'm going to take another hit. I'm pretty sure this is my only death in the run. Right there. I don't even know what happened. I was under him. I think I jumped. That loses us like a minute or so. Probably about a minute. Not too much time, because you're basically recounting the time it took you to get down there. So it's not the worst thing, but it did take away from my PB, which sucks. You know, I wanted a good PB. And I only had so much time to run this game, unfortunately. Yeah. Of course, if it gets accepted for GDQ, I'll practice a lot. But for now, we gotta, go with what we got. Okay. So again, same thing. I wonder if I do not get the quick fall. I think I did get the quick fall. I lost my dash there. I think the game ate my dash. But you go down here, get through these enemies. Hopefully don't die to them. I have to get my shade back. Because you'll see my mana isn't actually, it's 2/3 of what it should be. That's another mechanic I forgot to explain with the shade, is that the shade, when it's out, you have your maximum mana capacity is reduced. Dream nail this, and what I'm told dream nailing this does is you actually dream nail your own reflection. I'm not 100% sure what the lore implications are, but you actually dream nail your own reflection. Okay, you're gonna wake up here, and I believe this is a memory. Okay, and this is the last climbing section of the game, and it's a really fun climb with the double jumps and the dashes and stuff like that. The spike pogos, it's really nice. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot, actually. Little cool things there, like it's dangerous, and that's because it's dangerous, it's fun. it's nice, danger can be a lot. Oh, there it is. So I screwed that up. We don't start too far down, which is nice. Wow, I missed it again. For some reason that spike's a little bit hard to hit, a little bit hard to hit with your pogo. Okay. Yeah, man, oh man. Good stuff. Double jump here. You don't actually need to get up on the ledge. You can just grab it by like a little bit and you are completely fine. Completely fine. Okay. Cutscene and shoes. You see the Hollow Knight with the king. What does this entail for lore? Cool thing. Unanswered questions. Man, people love that stuff. Got the Void Heart. Lost a full 55 seconds there, which sucks, but it's less than a minute, so not too bad. Now we have the final 2 bosses of the game. We have Hollow Knight and Radiance. Hollow Knight is not hard. Radiance is very difficult. You're going to teleport back to the stag station. You're going to go back to Dirtmouth, and we're going to remove our charm, okay? We're going to remove our charm so we no longer take double damage, because I think if we did that, we would well, the bosses would be even... We would lose runs left, right, and center at the end here. Yeah, we're going to put the Shaman Stone back on. Oh, did I not do it? No, I forgot to put the Shaman... No, I'm going to go back. Okay, there we go. I forgot to do it. I'm panicking. I'm 11 minutes ahead. Oh my god. Yeah. So, oh man, I forgot. Sorry. We're no longer overcharmed because the King's Soul becomes a Void Heart, and the Void Heart just becomes a part of you, which again, lore implications, and allows you to have the true ending. Here, you see Hornet. And Hornet's kind of, she pretends she doesn't like you, but she totally likes you throughout the whole game. She's always there. She doesn't have arms, I just noticed. She has no arms. She just has a skirt and a nail. She pretends she doesn't like you, but she helps you along the way the whole time, man. It's a little bit, it's why do people gotta be like that, Why can't people just be honest about their love? Okay, we're gonna break the chains, which is going to free the Hollow Knight, the vessel for the corruption, containing the corruption. He's gonna pop out. This is a very, very consistent fight. What we're gonna try to do is we're gonna be hitting him consistently, constantly, and getting as many shrieks off as possible. The shrieks speed this fight up considerably, right? You're going to also parry his moves as much as possible, or pogo off his head. And he staggers a lot. So one of the reasons why this fight is really nice is he staggers a lot, like a ton. You can shriek during that attack and he won't trigger his parry or counter. This is his phase 2 transition where he stabs himself a bunch to, let corruption out. And it allows you to heal up if you really want. Each of these attacks has a very specific response, a very consistent response. And if you're fast enough, you're good, right? You don't really have to worry too much about taking damage here. Like, of course, you don't want to die, but it's over fast enough that you basically want to damage boost him down. You want to end this fight with full spirit or full mana, which I did not do. Okay, Hornet comes in, saves you again because she loves you. She's in love with you. And allows you to dream nail his head. You dream nail his head and you're going to fight Radiance. You're going to challenge Radiance, the final boss of the game. Hard boss as well. Okay, this is a run killer. The end boss is a run killer. You have very little health. He does 2 damage for everything he does. This is what the Hollow Knight is containing within him. Okay, so the main form of damage here is Shrieks. I believe it's 9 Shrieks for phase 1. Yeah, I believe it's 9 Shrieks for phase 1. You want to be hitting him consistently to get damage, but you also want to be really safe in this fight. It's not really a great idea to YOLO this fight because he can hit you with a lot of stuff and you don't have any real opportunities to heal. Of course, this fight is subject to RNG, just the way his attacks work. You want to be safe here. It's like a positional fight, and each of those things deals 2 damage as well. Gonna iframe through that. God, this is a good attack. This is an attack you want. It's very consistent, predictable, easy. This is his phase 2 transition. He'll just have these things raining down from the sky. You need to deal enough damage here. I'm saving up my mana so that I can spam attacks during his last phase, because his last phase is considerably more difficult in my opinion. He's going to appear right above me, which is why I'm attacking up. I'm going to try and get him with 2 Shrieks or maybe 3. Yeah, 2 Shrieks, play it safe, dodges attacks. It's really bright here in this arena, so it's actually really hard to see certain attacks, which also plays against you. I wish that was different. You got to really focus. Bad RNG, he popped up over there. I'm not going to chance anything. Okay, we got the lasers. I think he's dead after this. We got enough Shrieks off. He should be dead after this. Yeah, there you go. So you go up here. You just have to dodge lasers on the way up. Ooh, there's a famous runner named Ushebti who actually died here. At the very end, he died right here, and people know him for that. And that is Hollow Knight. That is Hollow Knight. True ending, no major glitches. You smack him a bunch here. Well, you gotta press buttons, but it's scripted. That is the run, and it's a really fun run. It's a really cool run. It showcases Hollow Knight very well. Incentives being Path of Pain, etc. It's really cool. It's really fun. I really like the game. It has, you guys don't get to hear the audio, but the audio is really nice. The music's really nice and stuff like that. Okay, that's the commentary run. I need to go, so SGDQ, please accept my run. I would be very happy if you accept my run. I'm sure you would be too. I hope you would. I will practice. I will put on a good show at SGDQ. You believe me. Okay, you believe me. I hope I don't die. Anyway, that's the run. Hollow Knight, true ending, no major glitches. Lots of fun, okay? Lots of fun. Really cool. Estimate is about 130, 135. Okay, I need to go record a Bloodborne run because it's 11:38. I don't actually have a time for a Bloodborne run, so we're gonna pray, man. We're gonna hope. Okay, I need to get this going. Okay, so that's it. That's it for Hollow Knight. Thank you for considering my submission. Okay. Done. Man. Done that. How did I do? Did I do okay, everybody? Started off shaky, I'm sure, right? But it was okay, right? Yeah, Seeking, I need you to highlight that pretty soon. Swish, what's up? When are submissions due? In like an hour. In a fucking hour. Good job. Did very well. You did good. Thank you. Thank you very much.